Right. Hello everyone. Welcome to TMC Division 2 in Singapore. Had massive issues tonight. Really sorry about this. Was actually planning on logging into the TMC account, but needed verification. As Johan has crashed in the hairpin, and luckily it ghosted for Louis, who's gone past. I think Louis joined in qualifying, so it doesn't have a setup, but the rain will be suiting that. But let's catch up front. BUFU Keeper. Haven't seen that name before. I imagine it is the Keeper though. Don't know what the BUFU stands for. But he's doing a great job, and he is following Dark Bolt around, and I can imagine that this is a massive pain for the Keeper, following someone around a wet Singapore. I mean, in the dry it's very hard to make an overtake, so in these damp conditions then I really don't see a way past for BUFU Keeper. I really want to say the Keeper because that's what everyone knows him as, but I believe he is going to find it very tough to get past everyone. Well, not everyone, just Dark Bolt at the moment. But again, massive apologies guys. I was not expecting to need to verify the YouTube login. The account is linked to Richie Davies' phone, so obviously he is not in contact with any of us at the moment, so I couldn't get any verification, so therefore I've had to stream it on my channel. It wasn't showing up on YouTube, which is really frustrating, but fortunately someone found it, and here we are on lap 7, missed qualifying, which is annoying because qualifying is very my first time streaming for TMC, and this is not ideal at all. But anyway, let's try and make the most of what we got, as Samu is pitting. Interesting decision, lap 8. Maybe has wing damage, because I'd say that's very unscheduled. If it's just a normal race, yeah, it's wing damage for Samu, which is not great. I actually raced against Samu yesterday in another league, and it's actually a new name to me, but I know he's got great pace, and he's obviously shown that today with being up in P3, I believe, so definitely one to keep an eye on. But the Keeper now, 0.182 behind Dark Bolt. He's literally pushing him along, but there's no way through for the Keeper. And now is probably a good time to have a look at the strategy and see whether there could be any rain. Sorry, as if the rain stops towards the end, and maybe thinking about an undercut, but again he's got 9 seconds to quality and he could get held up in traffic, so yeah, you've just got to stay patient, not do anything rash. He is so close, he actually could get a move done here. If he gambles, he's going to send one up the inside. He sort of is, yeah. But Dark Bolt holds it around the outside. maybe Dark Bolt has got a dry setup on. It's finding it very difficult to get past. I mean, sorry to keep in front of the keeper. But again, it would have been great to see what happened in qualifying. And obviously Dark Bolt set a great lap in qualifying to, I think, let's have a look now. I think actually where everyone qualified. Oh yeah, Dark Bolt did get pole position. So a great lap from Dark Bolt, but did he compromise his race setup to get pole? And to be honest, it's not actually the worst thing to do, compromising your race setup to get pole, because as you can see, it's very hard to overtake here, and even if you have bad race pace, then you've still got track position, and the keeper's gonna have to do something or hope for a mistake from Dark Bolt. But as I say that, Paudley's actually 9 seconds behind, so Dark Bolt's race pace is not that bad. Maybe the keeper's just a bit quicker than him today, and Paudley, very low revs. Yes, he's in 6th gear on the exit there. That's quite high on the exit. You see he's not revving out the car at all. Below 10,000 revs on the exit. Okay, so this stream is actually on a third account that I have, which I did not know about, so that's really weird. That is really weird. Wow. Well, that is news to me. But anyway, I'm just trying to read your guys' comments, because I don't want anyone to have noticed a problem, which I haven't. I can't actually see them. If there's something urgent I need to know, could someone post it in the WhatsApp chat? Because my phone is not showing comments. Okay, Scoob wants to know tyre information. That is completely understandable. Something I should have been on, and Dark Bolt has pitted. So, interesting decision, because the keeper, or Buff U keeper, clearly had more pace than him, so he could lose track position to the keeper, and that could be the end of his chance to win the race. But maybe it's an inspired move. There's yellows in sector 1. I think it's someone near the back. Yeah, Yaron. Everyone calls him Yarham. But if you go onto his YouTube channel, the second M is his initial, and is actually Yaron. It's not Yarham. I'm 90% sure. I don't actually know. I haven't spoken to him about it, but I am pretty sure. But he's gone on to the dry tyres, which is white. Oh, and he's binned it. Very, very weird incident there. But no, Dark Bolt has kept the lead, and Buff U keeper. That's honestly, is that a league? Is that an abbreviation for a league, Buff U? I'd have no idea, but yeah, it didn't pull off the undercut, and now he is stuck behind Dark Bolt once again. As we've got Stevie G. going onto the dry tyres. And Louis as well, so there's something telling the drivers to go onto the dry tyres. I can still see rain falling though. Doesn't always mean it's still right for the wets, just because there's rain falling, but usually if there's rain falling then it's not. But Louis doesn't seem to be handling too bad. On the softs as well, the hardest compound available, so just looking at the lap delta compared to Pordy, is he gaining 12.5, now it's 12.8. Let's see on the exit of the hairpin, now 13.1, so I think the Inters is still the tyre to be on. I know Louis doesn't have a setup because he joined in qualifying, but yeah, I don't think, well, he's not losing too much to be fair, and it could just switch all of a sudden. But at the moment, I think the guys on the Inters are on the right tyre. Who was that pitting? It was a Ferrari, I believe. Oh, it was Strimmer. Yeah, he's gone off the dries as well. As the keeper goes side by side with Dark Bolt. And he's got the move done, yes he has. And that is massive, and I expected to see him pull away, but Dark Bolt's going for the switchback. Right, he's going to have to give that up really. And that could be very decisive. And now I think it has stopped raining. I don't see any further raindrops falling, and Dark Bolt has been very cautious. If you look at the revs, well, as I say that, he plants his foot on the floor, but he's been very cautious. I'd expect them in this lap, to be honest. As you see, Louis gap to lead of 35.5, 35.3. Keep an eye on Louis. So it's holding now on the dry tyres, and it's only going to get better for Louis. So I'd expect to see someone pitting now. Yeah, both of them do. Oh no! Oh, that's horrible for Dark Bolt. That really is horrible for Dark Bolt. Great news for the keeper, and Bert's now trying to overtake him in the pit lane, and luckily it ghosts. But I think that is going to be a wing change for the pole sitter, and any hopes he had of winning this race are over. There's also a pit lane glitch going on. I hope this is just a pit lane glitch and he will appear in the pits, exiting the pits now. Yeah, sort of. I think he got his wing changed, not 100%. It would have been great reactions for him to actually set it to change his wing, though. He'd have very late. He would have been very late to be able to change that, so I hope that was on repair for him. But meanwhile, Afrifish deciding against pitting, maybe. Oh, the keeper had gone a bit deep there. Just kept out of the wall, doesn't really need to take any risks. And this has worked out amazing for Louis, as you can see. Bert's actually gone on the ultras, trying to get them to go 18 laps, which I have not done much practice myself, but I do think that's a bit of a stretch, to be honest. I mean, maybe if he can get them to the end, but look at that exit he's just got there. Got full ERS. Louis doesn't fight it. Wow. Louis obviously using no assists. I believe he's not using Racing Line as well, so that is completely fair play, but I still would have liked to see him just defend the inside. But is second in the championship, and with Loki not here, as Ashley Pitts, as well, with Loki, the race is over. I mean, the championship battle is over. But still, if he can get 18 points, I'm just trying to get the table up for everyone. I think I had a look at it earlier. I think Loki's on 210, something like that. And yeah, here it is. Loki 216, Bert 140. So if Bert could remain in P2, he'd close a nice 18 points in. So then he'd only be 50 odd points behind, and with 6 races to go, that is not a done deal for the championship. So Bert will be keen to get these to the end, and I think that's maybe why Louis let him through, and he's letting Dartbolt through, and that makes more sense because Dartbolt's his teammate. Wesker in 5th position. I think it's on the right tyre, to be honest. So if he just keeps pushing, then maybe he can put pressure on Bert and Dartbolt. But he's got Stevie G on the Ultras within a second behind him, so he's going to find it hard to keep Stevie G behind him. Got Merck down in P7, only 21 seconds off the lead. It's not bad on lap 15 of Singapore Grand Prix for a P7, so it's quite tight. And as I say, well, if you look at all the way down to P12, only 27 seconds. I know it sounds like a lot, but for Singapore Grand Prix on lap 15, it's not a great deal, and there's many points to be had. You look between 7th and 12th, they're all within 6 seconds of each other, and even 5th and 12th, only about 10 seconds, so lots of points to be had, lots of wings to be broken before now and the end. I think Louis is in good position, as you see, taking a strange line sort of to brake in a straight line with no ABS. It didn't look the most natural of braking, if I may say so. Yeah, you can get, that's definitely where he's losing time, it's the braking, 100%. Louis obviously, well, in the last game he's probably the fastest person on the game in the last game. Even on this game with using assists, he's probably up there in the top 10. But I think with using no assists, and I have done it myself, I think he's struggling with the no ABS, like from the onboards. But he's only been doing that for a couple of months, so I'm sure he will improve. But on the Ultras, 2.6 seconds behind the keeper, so he's closed in that gap. It was about 5 seconds before the pit stops. You would expect that on the Ultras, but it's just why I don't think it's a good move is because he has got 15 laps of Singapore to go. And as we know, it's got about 20 turns in it, and it's a 1 minute 40 lap time, so it's a long 15 laps. It's not a 15 laps of Austria, it is a long 15 laps to go on the Ultras. But maybe he's done his research, he knows exactly how long they're going to be, and he's going to prove me wrong. And I hope that is the case, so we have a good race for P1. Dark Bolt showing great pace. I mean, and there you go, sets the fastest after the race. It's just such a massive shame he had that moment into the pits. It's because he'd be on the ultras, he would be all over the back of the keeper, and I imagine he would have got through by now with DRS available. Merc with a time penalty. Time penalties, they can be had here. I'm not that good at that knowledgeable at F1 that I could name the turn number of where you can get a penalty. It is in sector 3. If I had to guess, I'd say it was like turn 16 or 17. I'll point it out, stay on board with Dark Bolt, and I'll point it out. But Burt is making massive inroads. He's now 1 second behind the keeper. You see how much he's closing up on the braking there. But here it is. This is where you can get a penalty here. You cut that on the right there, can't on the left. That is the main place to get a penalty. And also turn 1. Sorry, not turn 1, turn 2. They are the popular places to get a penalty. But let's actually stay on board with Burt, because you never know, he could be making a move. But here it is, turn 1 there, and then you run right here and you go over that curve and you can get an easy penalty there. Now is Burt House's exit off of here. You can get a bit of dirty air now, and it is very hard to overtake. Keeper right close to the wall. Burt's in overtake. Let's see what happens. Nah, just a bit too far back. That actually, where the keeper's just gone wide there, you can get a penalty there as well. I'll warn him there, sorry. Really unlucky though, you usually can run wide there. Depends on the speed you're actually taking. Here as well, on the inside there, on the right, you can get a penalty. And I promise that is pretty much it. I'm not just making it up. But a really good, nice exit out the hairpin. And he'll know that he needs to make the most of these fresh ultras if he's going to make a move. Because the longer it goes on, the more the keeper's going to have to pace. So, but Burt, very conservative driver, in my opinion. Haven't seen too many races of him. There's yellows. Oh, and that's Louis in the braking zone. I imagine he's just locked up his brakes and gone wide into the wall, and he's done well to actually keep it out of the wall. That is another penalty play from to keep it out, actually, sorry. Running very wide at the last corner. Trying to keep some momentum, but Burt is looking a lot closer. A lot closer. How's his exit out of here? He's just understeered a little bit wide, a bit dirtier. He's pushing high, taps the wall a little bit. That's fine. He was under control. And is he going to send one? Well, the keeper covers the inside. He's going to try and hold out on the outside. Oh, and the keeper shuts the door. I think that was fair. I think that was fair. He wasn't fully alongside him. I mean, you see that a lot in real life. If you've got the inside line, you've got the racing line, then you are kind of entitled to shut the door on the outside. You can't be too nice. Again, Burt with a great exit, but don't think that braking zone's enough. Well, Burt thinks it is. Oh, and that was good driving from the keeper to not to leave a little bit of space on the inside, but still keep track position. And he knows how critical it is to defend this, because Burt's tyres are going to go off. And as I say that, look who's joined the fight, Dark Bolt. I think well, I've got it completely wrong with penalties there, because Dartbolt definitely would have picked up a warning for that little cut if anyone saw that, but oh, it is painful. It is painful to watch because the Brett is so hard to make a move here. Sorry if you noticed, I do like an onboard. I really do like the onboards. They really, as a driver, you get to know exactly what it is. But Bert surely this time it's got the inside line. The keeper's not in defending it, and Bert doesn't leave him any room around the outsides. Well, I think we know why that is. Oh, Bert goes very deep into there. And now Dartbolt. But I still say, for me, I'm surprised that the Ultras are keeping up this much pace. I know I haven't done much practice here, but just on paper, I'm pretty sure they won't be very good over 18, 19 laps. But they are keeping up good pace, and here's Dartbolt with a tremendous exit. Absolutely incredible exit. And you just have to imagine where Dartbolt would be without that incident into the pits. I think, in his fairness, and if you had to look into a reason, it's probably because of the changeable conditions. Make an illegal pit entry and go across back onto the track and then into the pits, and in doing so, and I think, I think he actually got away with not getting wing damage from it. It was a very slow paced hit into the wall. As Dartbolt does a little fake move. Anyone saw the Australian Grand Prix, you would have seen Kevin Magnussen on Giovinazzi just absolutely sent a false dive bomb up the inside, and Giovinazzi ran wide. I thought that was a little bit funny, and it just really showed up Giovinazzi as a rookie. As Louis has now retired, probably quite disheartened after his moment where Extremis Ghost car has just gone past. Would like to look further down, but I mean, you've got battle between 3 people for the lead. As he said, Apri is all over the back of Wesker though. He looks a bit too far behind. I don't think Apri's going to send one down there tonight. But coming up to Diaz, and Bert actually pits. Wow. It could be a good move though, because if he can get in front of Wesker, this is make or break. If he had a 21-second gap to Wesker, and that is touch and go. That really is touch and go. Well, so it's 60 kph down the pit lane. That's very slow. I think Wesker is going to do this, and that is going to ruin Bert's evening. Sorry. Yeah. As the safety car's glitching around all over the place in the background, and Bert falling back to P8, and he has got to do some monster overtaking now, some absolute monster overtaking around Singapore if he wants to get any sort of decent points. So we'll keep an eye on him. I think he'd probably just cut his loss early. He thought, well, he's had a look at the tyre wear rates, and he's thought, oh, I'm on 40% now. I've done 9 laps, I've got another 9 laps to go. I'm risking a puncture. I need to pit. Don't know why I didn't put the softs on. I really don't. The same with Dartbolt as well. Maybe it's borderline. I haven't done practice, but it is asking a lot. It really is. 19 laps on Ultra softs. It's not going to be it's not going to carry the most race pace, put it that way. But maybe even if it could do it, I'd rather be on softs for race pace, as the keeper has now started to peg that gap to Dartbolt. So I think the softs are now coming into their own. 2.4. Dark Bolt, as you can remember, he was catching half a second, 1 second a lap, and now that rate has decreased a lot. So now we can have a look at the battle for third, and we've got Samu, who I mentioned earlier, very impressive. I hadn't actually seen him. I raced against him yesterday, using no ABS as well. Didn't know that. That makes me feel even worse because he should have beaten me. And obviously I do use ABS, so congrats to him for that. And he's got a great run. Is he going to send one? No, he doesn't. Ooh, that's a nasty DRS train he's in there though. Bert's already made great ground. Came out of the pits in P8. He's got 2 moves done, so that overtaking has been happening. The keeper was 2.4 at the beginning of last, now 2.7, but as I said, there's still 8 laps to go. I imagine he's going to reel that in, but he's still going to get he's still not got track position. But let's go back on board with Apple Fish. He looks like he's got more pace than Wesker at the moment. He's got 1 lap pressure tyres. That's been a good drive from Wesker so far. And he will know the importance of track position around here. Not the best exit from Afri, and he's just dropped back a few tenths to about 8 tenths. Let's go on interval. Oh, it's actually Burt. Now, can Burt, with those really fresh ultra soft tyres, get good traction out of here? He can. That was lovely, but doesn't seem to have the straight line speed. He's in overtake, doesn't have the straight line speed, but he's going for it anyway. Oh, again another like half-hearted dive bomb. Good cooperation from Samu as well. Another driver would have just cut across. Not myself, of course, but another driver would. Matt with the fastest lap. I've seen him on previous streams. Quick driver, don't know what's happened tonight. Maybe a couple of incidents, maybe a bit of wing damage. 1.1 seconds away from point. Merck and Pordy. Pordy is a quick driver. If anyone used to play F1 2016, Pordy was a man to beat on F1 2016. He was one of the best drivers on there. This year's game hasn't suited him as well, but he does have quality, he does have pedigree, so he's definitely a good man to race against for sure. Joseph Corby, good drive again tonight. Missed Italy. Bert's got past Wesker and Samu. Apologies for missing that. Just reminiscing about Joseph Corboy's drive in Belgium, which was fantastic. Very unlucky to get P4, should have got podium. But here's Bert. He's got a look at the overspeed on Afri. That's incredible. Afri doesn't really have anything to say, and Bert is around the outside into P3. So could he prove me wrong and show that the 2-stop strategy from the rain was the best thing to do? He's got 16 seconds to the keeper. Dark Bolt and the keeper mentioned that gap, I think a couple of laps ago it was 2.6, it's 2.9 now, so again the rate of pulling away has slowed. And the keeper 2.7 now. 2.8, sorry. Shouldn't read into it too much. Should sort of look over a lap or so, but the keeper definitely starting to pull him back in, I think. Bert's taken off a second since we were last on board with him on the keeper. It's now 15 seconds he needs to gain. At that rate, he definitely would catch him. So a good fun strategy for Bert is pushing all the way to the end. He's made lots of overtakes, and if he beats any of those two people in front of him, he is my driver of the day just for overtaking people and showing great pace. Samu, I think, is just being bottled up. I forgot to say, Afri's got past Wesker. So I reckon we missed a whole sort of period of exchanging a position really between that lot, because Bert came through and Afri came through. So whether there was not traffic, but just people making mistakes and taking advantage of it, then I think that's what happened. But yeah, Samu's just been boxed up. I don't think he's been able to show his pace. Maybe more conservative driving style. Doesn't really see a move round here. I don't really see a move round here, to be honest. So it's just a waiting game for him. But the keeper, 2.4 seconds now. Bert's pulled out another couple of seconds. Now 14 seconds behind the keeper, 16 off the lead. So let's go with the gap to leaders time. So let's say 16 seconds. I think that the rate of closing in is only going to increase on Dark Bolt. The keeper will probably stay the same. But I think Dark Bolt's just got to keep it going to the end now. And he has proven me wrong that the Ultras are really not as bad. They can go for a long time. Similar amount of ERS, hovering about 50%, but I think it's just going to be a bit too little too late. Could get helped out by a penalty though. Race driver gets a penalty in P11, not the best evening for him. Closest battle on track is Samu and Wesker. But Samu just doesn't, he's staying close, he's just not getting great exits, and he's not looking like he's got good straight line speed. Where Afri was all over the back of Wesker and he's managing to pull away now. Samu, I couldn't say he's all over the back of him. But let's see, let's stay on board now, let's see what we can do. I think it is a tough track to use no ABS on, definitely. And I don't know if he's a paddle wheel user. Hang on, can he make the move stick? Oh yes, he can right outside Wesker. Just about gives him enough room. Samu leaves room for Wesker on this. Is Wesker going to go for it? Yes, he is. Leaves room the outside. Oh, and that was a little bit of wing damage. And to be fair, Wesker did leave Samu's space, so I think that'll be the end of that contest. Samu's going to lose a lot of cornering speed now, and that should be the end of Samu's hopes for anything above P6, barring penalties. But the keeper, he is the man to watch. 1.6, 1.4 seconds behind Dark Bolt now. So it's actually standing up to be a grandstand finale here in Singapore at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. Is the keeper going to send one down the inside on the last lap? That is the question. Because Dark Bolt's tyres are going to be shot soon, surely. The thing is desperation for the win. Is it going to be a clean move? Because making a move around here can take several laps. You just got to keep trying to get a good exit, but the keeper does not have time on his side, and he's just going to have to send one. In the Red Bull, can you do a ex-Daniel Ricciardo thing? And what does he say? He says, lick the stamp and send it. Is he going to do that? I think that's got another half a lap before a possibility of an overtake is going to happen. As Joseph Corboy now can sense prey, because Samu has got that wing damage and he's going to be mighty slow. I reckon he's going to get a bad exit off of, turn 3 or 4, the one just before the DRS straight. Samu's going to understeer, but that is going to have to wait, because the keeper, could this be the pass for the lead or on the penultimate lap? It's a little bit far behind. He needs to get a good run off of this corner, turn 4 I believe, turn 3 or 4, depends how Samu gets a time penalty. That could help Joe and Pordy as well, who's within that 3-second window. So let's go on board with Joe now. Can he make a move? I've skipped away from the leaders because I don't think the keeper's going to be able to find a way past. As I say that, he's actually closing in quite a lot. No, it's not a place you see it. Joseph Corboy, a bit too far back for a move there, so let's go back on board with the man hunting down Dark Bolt. I think Bert's going to be kicking himself a little bit, because Bert and Dark Bolt both pitted on the same lap, and Dark Bolt's actually he's definitely going to make it to the end, really, with decent enough pace. But the keeper, for me, I think the softs were the best. Well, they're the most secure bet anyway. He's not having to manage his tyres, and he can really push this last lap in a little bit. Red Bull and Taurus. I really hope there's not penalties that's going to get in the way of this. I don't think there is, judging by the way the keeper's pushing. He's very close down the pit straight. Oh, little switchback move, and he's got it done. Dark Bolt didn't cover the insides. I mean, maybe he would have been right to cover the inside on the last lap, and I think the keeper's actually going to pick up. No, he doesn't pick up DRS as well, but Dark Bolt's tyres are shot really, and only penalties can help him now. So let's go on board with Joe. But yeah, very strange not to see. I would have liked to see Dark Bolt position his car up the inside into turn 1, because it's very hard to make a move around the outside there and then just sweat it out down this straight here. And if he kept it here, then I think he would have been winning the race. But let's see, maybe he knows something about penalties and that's why he didn't defend. He's definitely not going to get it done on tracks now. 0.9 behind. But he still continues to close in, but he's going to have to settle for P3. Still a great result, and it's 15 points closer to Loki. He's going to be about 60 points behind Loki with, what is it, six rounds left. Russia, Japan, USA, Mexico, Brazil and Abu Dhabi. So so not bad. But the keeper is going to provisionally cross the line to win the Singapore Grand Prix. Darkbolt celebrating, he knew something that we didn't, and Darkbolt actually wins, so fair play for not battling the keeper too hard. I really don't know where those penalties have come from. I did not see much pop up. Maybe it happened at the start a lot. He picked up a lot of penalties. But everyone else were as they were. Afri 4th, Bert 3rd, Afri 4th. Wow, Joseph Corway up to 4th. That's incredible. That is incredible. Like, I haven't been seeing many penalties pop up, and he was quite far behind Afri on track. He actually beats Afri by 1.1 and Wesker by 1.6. Hordy jumps Samu to P7, half a tenth behind Wesker for P6. Samu, very disappointing drive from him. I think he just got portaled up, couldn't show his pace, and then got a penalty towards the end, so he finishes P8. I think it was Mata in P10. P9, not 100%. But there's your winner, it is Darkbolt. Great drive from him. The keeper, P2. Again, great drive. And Bert as well, solid. But again, I have to apologise for the stream tonight. In the future, this definitely won't be happening. Yeah, Merc was P10, Matt was P9, Race Driver P11, Extremer was a finisher in P12 apparently, but I think he was ghosting. So that is it for the Singapore Grand Prix. Who would I say is my driver of the day? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Darkbolt, and as you see, the keeper's got 9 seconds of penalties. When did he pick that up? So it wasn't too much towards the end. It was at the beginning. That's why we didn't see them pop up too much, and I wasn't here obviously, which is a shame. I think Joe as well, P8 to P4, great drive again. So yeah. So yeah, next week will be all sorted. I don't know whether who will be doing it, but it will be sorted. It's just a one-off. So yeah, we will see you all next week for the Russian Grand Prix round 15. Yeah. Well, don't shoot me if not, but I think it's round 15. So yeah. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next week.